What is going on, everybody? My name is XrayCosmo, and welcome back to another Overwatch video. So, Blizzconline happened finally after all this time, and we just got a load of new information on Overwatch 2 regarding new maps, Soldier and the new hero designs, talents, and much, much more. So I'm super excited to talk about that today, but before I do, a lot of you who watch are not subscribed, so if you would consider subscribing, if you enjoy my videos, that would be awesome. Okay, now into all this news, because there is a lot. Now this video is going to be pretty general, as I will just be talking about what they've said instead of really analyzing things yet. Throughout the course of next week, I will be doing a lot more videos going super deep into everything, the maps, the new PvP aspects and stuff like that. So I don't want to go too deep into anything today. This is more a summary of what's really happening with the development with Overwatch 2. So I will be going in order of the actual Overwatch 2 panel, and that starts off with two new maps being revealed. The first one being Rome, which looks awesome. They did a great job. It still has that Rome look while also looking futuristic, and this is a push map. This then to my personal favorite, as a New Yorker, New York City. I've always dreamed of this map coming to Overwatch, and I honestly never thought it was gonna happen. I seriously love it so much. It's not even out yet, and I really think it's genuinely going to be one of my favorites. It gives me Super Mario Odyssey vibes, like the way it looks. We also got a little new sneak peeks at other new maps. One of the most prominent ones being Torb's Workshop in Gothenburg, and smaller looks at some of the rumored India maps, which was actually the location of the Symmetra comic we got a while ago. We didn't get any of the game modes for these maps except for Rome, which was push. But I'm super excited to see what they have. They all absolutely look beautiful in my opinion, so I'm super excited for even more maps, maybe to be revealed to us throughout the year, hopefully. Maybe when Archives comes, we get some new looks at stuff. Also involved with the maps is new weather features, which we have seen in the past, but we get to see a little bit more of that along with daylight times through maps, which is also pretty awesome. There's dusk, dawn, and nighttime, or dusk, dawn, and daytime, and depending on the place, it changes how the sky looks. And the example Blizzard gave was the comparison between LA and Africa suns, and these little details, as a perfectionist, I love them. It's super cool, and I can't wait to see more of this. Also involved with this is current map changes, but I'll get more into that when I talk about the new PvP aspects and game modes that are new. Next up, which was talked about, was the hero missions for Overwatch 2. Now, we got a lot of information on this. The problem a lot of people had with the gameplay from the new game at BlizzCon 19 was that it basically looked like Archives, but labeled as Overwatch 2, and a lot of people were just calling it a DLC. Well, Jeff and the other developers kind of cleared this up, and from what we've seen, it is definitely not Archives. So, as they talk about this, we see the whole new arsenal of characters for the Null Sector team, squad, whatever you call them. One of the main ones revealed was the Puller. It looks super cool, and they are definitely going a route I like with this, making them a lot more unique, scarier, and using the dynamics around them to really make the game pop, which props to Blizzard because this also looks super good. They also said that there is going to be hero dialogue for every hero, which means there's going to be at least one mission containing lore for every hero in the game. And talking about missions, it was mentioned that there are going to be hundreds, yes, you heard me, hundreds of unique missions, which I did not expect at all, honestly. And if they are going to be in multiple settings, we can now get a view of why the game is taking so long. All these maps, I feel like it's going to be a lot more than we're expecting. Now, one thing they mentioned, and I know I said I want to talk about it during the PvP section of this video, but they actually talked about it here, was the current map changes. So it's nothing like a rework, but new areas of a map, and personally, this was probably one of my favorite things from the entire show. I think it's a super crazy concept. So to put it simple, what they said was they were opening maps up to doors and entrances that have always been locked away, and for example, on the screen right now, you can see is King's Row is the payload having a different route, which is crazy. They also show a little bit of Numbani, so if I can find that part of the stream, I'll put that up right now. I love this because as a pretty much daily Overwatch player, the maps do get stale a lot of the time, so this is super exciting, and it will keep even the old maps in the new game fresh and feeling like new when the new game comes out, considering we've been playing them for like 5 years now. I really sound like a salesperson. I don't work for Blizzard, guys, trust me. They also discuss a little bit more of the types of game modes in the story mode of the game, so it won't be shoot and kill. Some things they talked about were delivering canisters and other things that aren't, basically making the game like archives. Now, lastly, the part of the story aspects of this, they did mention new mechanics. Sadly, they did not tell us what those new mechanics were, but they do exist. So one thing they actually did say was electricity, and that does seem to have a lot to do with the thing that I will be talking about with you guys next. Talents. So at the last BlizzCon, we did get a mention of some talents with a good chunk of information, and that was a really early scene of talents it looked to be. But when I say the information we got this year on talents is overwhelming, well, I'll let this picture speak for myself, and this is only one picture. When I saw this picture, I was actually flustered. There is a crazy amount of talents. Now, this is Reinhardt's skill tree, and as you can see, he has 3 different classes within his character as a tank. I'm assuming every character will have 3, so here Rein has Crusader, Juggernaut, and Guardian. Now, pretty obviously, Guardian is the more defensive one, it just seems from the pictures on the talents, and even from the name, and then Crusader and Juggernaut give you the opportunity to play more aggressive within the story mode. Same thing with soldiers, he has Commander, Vigilante, and Rifleman. I don't really know the differences between those, so I can't wait to see where this takes us. And if you guys don't know what talents are, I don't even know how to describe them. They're just crazy abilities, not for PvP, of course. These would not work in PvP at all. But the best way to explain them is to just show them on the screen. So as I'm speaking right now, we have Electric Drunk Trap, which I did say this months ago as well. I'm telling you guys, subscribe, because I predict this shit like months ahead. And as well with the new animation for these new electric effects and even the freeze effects, everything just looks super fresh and crisp. Now, next up is the enemy units, but I kind of talked about that already in the story mode of this section, so I'm going to go right over that and get over to the new Hero Redesigns, which if you haven't seen them, whew, are you in for a show. We got 4 hero new designs and a few other things stuck in here as well. So the main hero designs were McCree, Pharah, Reaper, and Widowmaker, which all look absolutely amazing. My favorite is McCree, but that should be obvious as I'm like the biggest McCree fanboy ever. So I will start off with his. It just looks super clean. His little cape looks cool, and the hat also stayed the same, which I like, keeping a bit of the classic skin and still looking like a cowboy. Next, we'll look at Reaper, which is also another one I love, just for the fact that he is now a silverish color instead of what they described as bone white. It makes him look a lot more dangerous and menacing, which is awesome. Pharah, honestly, to me, doesn't look too different, but it looks good, so I'll give him props. And last but definitely not least is Widowmaker. Now, does this skin look amazing? I didn't like the braid at first because I thought it looked like cheap extensions, but they honestly grew on me as I looked at the skin more. And like I've said about other skins, everything just looks super clean, super fresh. And one thing I don't understand about Widow is, did they give her boob cups? We also see Bastion's new design rendered for the first time, along with little snippets of Soldier 76's new design as well. And God, look at that beard! But along with the new hero looks, they do go a little bit further into it, talking about the animation and how everything basically is going to be upgraded. So it's super nice to hear that they are really taking their time with every little small detail to make the game better and new. Talking about making every small detail better, we do see some small gun changes as well, not only the design but with the sound as well, so that's going to be cool to see. Now, next up, I'm going to talk about PvP. Regarding PvP, we have a ton of new information that I'm super excited to talk about. And the first thing being mentioned is us getting our eyes on more of Soldier and her kit. As you can see on the screen, we see her AR shooting, which is also a railgun prediction moment, since I also said this literally months ago in one of my videos, but we sadly don't get to see her ult. I guess that is something that Blizzard doesn't want us to give us before it comes out. One of the biggest things regarding PvP is role changes and where they are going with everything involving the different classes as DPS, tanks, and heals. A lot of people say that Overwatch is never going to be good until we get a big fundamental change to each of the roles. Well, here it is. So they mentioned that there are going to be new role passives, which I think is a great idea. I think we needed this for a while, especially for tank, so I'm gonna go through them. The tank one is a knockback reduction, the DPS one is speed, which I don't personally know how well that's gonna work, and the heals have self-healing, kind of like mercies, where if you are not damaged for a long time, then you do heal yourself passively, and they said it's gonna be a little less than mercies, so it won't be too powerful. Then after this, they did speak on how they want to change the tank role entirely, making tank players be able to not just be as a shield that sits around, but be able to play aggressive. Ryan was one of the main heroes they mentioned involved in this, and he can now cancel his charge. They didn't mention if we had to wait for that in Overwatch 2, but he also has 2 fire strikes now, so with that we can kind of see the direction they're trying to go with this. I think making the tanks brawlers is important and will make more players want to play tank, because right now the role is not in a good spot at all. That's most of the general information. I will be going a lot, and I mean a lot further into everything, so be sure to be subscribed if you like this video and want more information going further in depth with the Overwatch 2 BlizzCon news, just analyzing everything and all that jazz. Did you guys like BlizzCon? What were your personal opinions on the new reveals? What else do you want to see, or what were you happy to see? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like, it helps the channel out a lot, and if you want more gaming content and news, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can see all my videos when they first come out. Also, if you want a shout out at the end of the video, leave a comment and you can get picked for that one. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.